you could be being toxic to new players and not even aware of it. So I was doom scrolling through TikTok as I usually do, and I came across a lot of TCG content because I'm on that side of TikTok. And between Deep Pocket Monster ripping packs of Pokemon cards, seeing the latest Riftbound deck metas, congratulations to a Jinx player that got top 8, I came across a Magic the Gathering content creator called Liz of Lorwyn. Now, Liz of Lorwyn had something very important to say in this video, and it's something that a lot of players need to be aware of. There is a phrase etched within TCGs that holds a lot of power and has been used as kind of a joke or a way to have fun between players, which can come across as incredibly toxic to new players. And it's the phrase reading the card explains the card. Now, I know this is a joke and it's something that we get to have as experienced players. And I've even seen regional champion Greg Moss wearing a shirt that said reading the card explains the card while he was winning our regional. But as Liz of Lorwyn goes on to say in their video, for a new player it is an incredibly toxic statement because it is a loaded statement. It requires the person who's hearing that to have an understanding of the game. You are putting pressure on that player. You are telling that player that they are worse or not as good or lower than you because they do not understand how this card works. If I throw you a card that says it's a Breaker, Echo, Powerful, EX, Frenzy, Tension card, as a person who's been playing this game and kept up to date with the meta, reading that card explains that card. But unless that card unless that card's text box is filled with 5 examples of reminder text, reading that card does not explain that card. For example, before last year's Worlds 2024, Keenan Meadows had come back to the game after 6 months. Now, if I handed Keenan Meadows at that point a shift card or a ruin card or a frenzy card, the chances are he may have not known what those keyword abilities did. So reading that card does not explain that card to him. Understanding interactions such as equipment heist, reading that card does not explain how powerful that card is. You need a deeper understanding of the game. Our job as community ambassadors to make new players feel welcome. It is our job as community ambassadors to explain what cards do, why cards are so powerful. And I only really thought about this once Liz of Lorwyn brought it up, and because I've been doing a series where I talk about the cards that I really like and whether they are playable or whether you should pass. And by doing that, I've kind of come to terms with the fact that there's a lot of cards people don't read. There's a lot of cards that people don't understand. Reading a card does not explain how that card interacts with another card. Reading a card does not explain how that card works if you've never seen any of those keywords before. You are putting a level of knowledge, a level of skill, a level of understanding of this game and its interactions on a player who may be at their first event, who may have no idea what's going on. So when they say, "Oh, I misplayed this card," "Oh, I don't know what this card does," "Oh, reading the card explains the card." No, it doesn't. Reading the card does not always explain the card. Cards do not always have reminder text. Very limited cards have reminder text. And I know this because when I was trying to do a video explaining reversal, I asked all the old heads, are there any cards with reminder text for reversal? And they just said, no, it's not something we did. So a new player, a player who's never seen or known of a reversal card, has no idea what reversal does. And that's because there's no reminder text for it. They've never come across that ability. So if I hand them a retro deck and go, this is a reversal deck, and they go, cool, and they play it, no, I was like, why didn't you attack in your opponent's turn? It's like, I didn't know I could. That's what reversal is. Oh, reading that card did not explain that card. I think this is just a great point that there are phrases, there are attitudes within TCGs outside of universes where I make my content that is just a good inside joke for experienced players, but can come across as negative or toxic to new players. One of the biggest ones that annoys me is when you come across people who have taken on aggressive characters and they go, just block. No, no, you cannot just say to a new player, just block. because they need to understand that health is a resource. They need to understand what outliers, what aspects of an attack show them they should be blocking it. You shouldn't just be told, "Oh, you just block everything." No, their health is a resource. It's very nuanced. It's not just block everything and win the game, because that's not how this game works. This game is built around interactions. Similar to when you go, "Oh, just check better." We can't control our checks, and it doesn't really help if you go to a new player who's having a terrible game. They checked a free on their kill attack, they got killed, and they go, "Is there any way I could have played that game better?" And you just go, "Check better." Hey, for people who've been playing this game a while, I understand that as to be you did everything you could, but your checks weren't with you. For a new player who doesn't understand the nuances, doesn't have the inside jokes, hasn't become a more integrated member of the community, they may come across seeing that as very negative and seeing a case of you just need to play better. I, it's a tough one, but I really want to more focus on this. Reading the card explains the card. I always had an issue with that statement, and I couldn't put words to it until I saw Liz Lawin's video. It's a toxic statement. It puts pressure on new players to have an understanding of the game and of cards that is not written on the cards. And in a game like ours, where we're adding more mechanics, we're adding tokens, we're adding all these different aspects to the game, the way to play the game, we're adding card types, keywords coming in all the time. It is an overbearing amount of abilities that exist in standard. And just because and if a person joined with Godzilla in the upcoming in March, doesn't mean that they understand what schemes are from TMNT, what Shift is from Attack on Titan, what Ruin is, what Frenzy is, what Vestiges are. They won't have this full understanding of what all these past mechanics did if they've started with Godzilla. So to me, I'd like to retire that statement, and I would love to know what you guys think. Is it time we retire? Reading the card explains the card, and just explain the card to players. If someone doesn't understand why this card is so powerful in the meta, if someone doesn't understand why this card was able to do so much or why it was able to win, rather than going reading the card explains the card, actually explaining and being helpful to new players and helping them get to that level where reading the card does explain the card, but we cannot assume that all players have this level of understanding. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Let me know if you've heard any kind of phrases or you've been spoken to by players new or old and something has just kind of rubbed you the wrong way. And if you don't agree, let me know why. Is the statement reading the card explains the card perfectly fine? Am I reading too much into it? But to me, it's a statement that's always kind of bothered me. If you'd like to keep up to date with all my videos, please do subscribe. Consider becoming a member to get all access to all these videos early. For theories, news, or more, win, lose, or draw, stay with UK versus.